This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch. Hello, my name is Harry Tambuatco. Welcome to our program. Ladies and gentlemen, we have one commonality. Ang ibig sabihin po niyan, isa lang pag-iisip natin pagdating sa mga sitwasyon na umaharap sa atin. Now, wag na natin condemn na ang presidente na diretso. Ang problema po dito is, who is the greater problem? Who is exasperating the problem? Who is exacerbating the issues? The problem here is when it comes to the presidency, you're talking Noynoy Aquino. Without external forces coming onto him, as if there were pressures from the left foreign countries or from the NPA rebels, corruption, sana kung man meron mga interest pumapasok sa kanya and he has to make decisions. Sana lang man, okay na sana, we can understand. But when there are no external pressures and he brings it upon himself, who's the greater danger? China, the NPA, the MILF, the BBF, whatever you want to call them, because that's all they are. What's the greater problem? It seems the presidency is causing itself the greater problem. And the one commonality we all have is we want him to step down. Now, obviously, him and his cabinet and the Yellow Army are already well positioned. Very much like the vice president. Why leave after 28 good years, 29 good years? Everybody seems to enjoy it. But for the good of the country, as was it Quezon who said, President Quezon, your political party ends where your country begins. Obviously, there's a lack of statesmanship. Obviously, there's a lack of competence when it comes to the leadership. The current problem, what we read today, as lately in BOI po, yung Board of Inquiry, and all the other reports that seem to be coming out have one, again, commonality. The president is not involved. And yet, it seems the order came from him. Obvious ba? The other question when it comes to the BOI report that came out this week, very simply, who told the president to lie low? Basically, parang ganun po eh. Or who told them not to even react? Everyone is escaping the fact that there is really an act of negligence here. And someone has to be accounted for all the deaths of the 44. But you see, if you look at the bigger picture, is it the 44 who died? Will all that go away simply because the federalism that the BBL is promoting, but only for themselves? Hindi kaya parang mali ang nangyayari? Ladies and gentlemen, to discuss these issues, these current events that are breaking bad, we have Lito, the SecGen of the Kapatiran party. The Kapatiran, if you remember right, in the last two elections, they gunned for the presidency, and in the last election, they went for 3 of them to go into the Senate. Unfortunately, they didn't have the money, the sophistication to challenge what we call the COMELEC. Then again, alam naman natin Smartmatic dictates who wins and who loses in any election. We also have Dante Jimenez, you all know him. He's a very popular figure with Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption. He's the founding chair and acting president of the VACC. Salamat po, narito po kayong dalawa. Ang ganda, sabay tayong tatlo, no? Sino mauuna? Kasi parang nangyayari nito. VACC came up with a report just this morning. And your position, interestingly enough, was recommended by a number of editorialists in most of the major dailies. There were recommendations by one And a lot of analysis came down to one and the same thing. Very quickly, how about your report? The content, the juice of your report.
Well, considering the complexity and the seriousness of this situation that we're in, I think we have to look into the mental capability of our leader. Now, here, this morning, we have touched on a very sensitive issue, which I think even the president, if he will hear it, he will be bothered by it. And but let's face it, this nation has received a lot of flux, a lot of reactions from not only national but international communities. What happened in that was August 23, 2010, when he just assumed as the president, the Luneta Hong Kong hostage taking, which cost 8 Hong Kong tourists dead, okay, and then one hostage taker. And the president was there in the vicinity, and he was in charge practically as commander-in-chief, not just a mere president. The SWAT, the Special Welfare Action Team of the PNP, was there to operate. Negotiations were going on, and he was in the area. I understand, he was in a restaurant, meeting with some cabinets, whatever he was doing, I don't know. But the thing here is, it has repeated again a scenario where the president was in Zamboanga doing an inspection of a place where it was bombed recently by terrorists.
The very same day, no?
Very same day, January 25, birthday of his mom. And he was there monitoring, di ba, Mama Sapano, Maguindanao operations to get Marwan, the terrorist, and another terrorist. So, collating all these things, Harry, and ladies and gentlemen, and the other situations that really happen, which involves major decision making. What I'm saying is, a crisis situation like this
Incompetent leadership.
must be shown by a commander-in-chief. Now, decisions are very crucial. Imagine in the report given by the Board of Inquiry of the PNP, and by the way, we congratulate General Magalong for standing pat with this report, although it's not really that complete. But at least it has shown that no matter what, they're not afraid. Sino ang tatamaan dyan, they are fact-finding. Wala naman silang recommendations doon. They don't have that power.
You have recommendations in your report.
Well, of course.
Ano ito? Noy resigned.
No. Our recommendations for the president to go on psychiatric examination. It may sound funny, but Harry, and you see, let's face it, all of us are undergoing psychiatric tests.
Presidente ng Pilipinas yan, psychiatric test.
He's a public servant yan. Tayo, nag-undergo tayo when katulad ko, nag-undergo ako neuropsychiatric examination because of the my request for a LTAP, for my license to carry firearms also to President. And so this is basic in the PNP requirement for gun holders.
So, psychiatric evaluation.
Yes, he has to be examined by a psychiatrist because there's nothing wrong. Remember, ito pa, Harry, meron pang dalawang major na tayo na inaabangan ng major and very, very critical, I tell you. One, remember the West Philippine Sea situation. Here, we have witnessed now a structure in West Philippine Sea, a part of the Philippine sovereignty. China has been building up its infrastructural capability there. Oh my God, squatter na. Pagkatapos inaalo pa ng ating commander-in-chief and presidente. I mean, how would you explain that? So in other words, we have a big problem. The other thing, which is of course being discussed in Congress, is the Bangsa Basic Law. The administration of the president is pushing hard that this be passed before he steps down.
Tsaka without changes. Improvements, but changes not allowed. You cannot weaken it. You can only improve it.
that is the call of the MILF, the negotiating rebel
Kaya,
group.
kaya, Lito. What's your take on Dante's, psychiatric test?
That should have been done a long time ago. No? In 2010, we even asked, JC was asking that they all undergo the psychiatric analysis. No?
Yeah, no,
Yung
I
exam
somehow
noon.
remember that. Somewhat remember it.
Nagalit si Noynoy noon eh. Tapos, tinedma na lang nila yung issue. Even in the presence of a report that was not signed. Because none of these doctors who did the exam kay Noynoy would want to sign it. No? Kasi merong patient-doctor, confidentiality, No? In any case, ang position
Ang
namin...
problema mo, anong basa mo sa presidente? The VACC, Dante is saying to me, when you want somebody, you're forcing or compelling somebody to go through some psychiatric evaluation, that means there is something incorrect with the person. Do you think the same way? Do you think the president is crazy, not just incompetent?
That has always been obvious. It has always been obvious, no? But more than that, no? The president, Noynoy never had it, no? He does not have the leadership, the intellectual preparation for it, no? Doon pa lang wag na muna natin pag-usapan yung yung mental state, yung preparasyon niya mismo. No? He was forced into it, no? When
Reluctant, reluctant candidate to begin with.
Yeah. Nung namatay yung kanyang nanay, no? Nakita nila na maraming taong pa kay Tita Cory. So sige, siya na lang ilaban natin kasi may problema si Marroas noon na baka hindi niya talunin si Villar, no? In any case, the battle among the candidates there did not really matter much. In the end, as you said kanina in your introduction, it was Smartmatic who chose who's going to win. Ang information
So the clear and present danger is the guy called Noynoy Aquino, who is the president
you started
of the
with the
country.
lie, no? You started with the lie, and then you're proceeding with the lie. Ganun pa rin diba?
Let me butt in. Is there a law prohibiting, a public official from the citizens to be subjected to examination? Is there a law? You tell me, bawal po ba yun? Lalo na sa mga nangyayari ngayon, ang daming mga naapektuhan, nabibiktima. Because we're concerned with victims. Remember, we're helping the widows, the survivors of the victims of the Mama Zapano. And of course, before, sa Hong Kong, kaso malayo And nawala ng interest. Mabuti na lang, andun dyan si Erap, who apologized. The thing is, inihingi nga apology. Never siya nag-apologize.
No.
So in other words,
Incapable.
Here
He is incapable.
you have a president who's also the commander-in-chief. Ang ating mga sundalo, mga armed force, yung may mga baril, nalalagay sa alanganin because of this kind of leader, of this kind of commander-in-chief. So I think wala namang siguro po. Look, dito sa Manny Pacquiao Mayweather, di ba, nagpasinabject sila sa drug test? Wala namang masama, i-drug test din sila lahat. I think this is this should be a requirement talaga.
The least that we can do, we can do is ask for his yung katulad ng neuropsychiatric exam that you underwent, no?
Yes.
When you are trying to secure a license for carrying firearms. Ask PNP to produce it. Because we very well know that Noynoy Aquino loves to fire guns. No? He loves to shoot.
Gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a comedy show, and Mr. Jimenez is dead serious. The clear and present danger, obviously, is with the president. Now, this is a new tact. Don't resign. Let's just check if you're capable to begin with to even be a leader. I guess even without any test, you and I already know. But let's hear more. When we come back, we'll discuss the other issues and go into some detail into what exactly does the BBL mean? And what can happen if the president did succumb and say, sige, baba na lang siya? Hindi kaya more chaos? I don't know. But then again, the clear and present danger that is very obvious. A commonality about amongst all editorialists already is he is problematic. We'll be right back.